Alright guys, we have the final 3 stages for Dokkan Chronicles for 8th year, 9th year, 10th year, and with the 3 new stages we have new missions as well, except these ones go a little bit differently from the 9th year onward, where you have to beat the stage for the 9th year stage and the 10th year stage with one of each type with super characters and one of each type with extreme type characters. So what I'll do is, so the video isn't too long, I'll do one on the video, one off video, and then we'll complete all the missions and stages once again in one singular video. Now, of course, when it comes to the Dokkan Chronicles videos, you know your boy has to drop a story time for you. These rotations aren't very good to start with, so I'm kind of glad I brought Super Easy A Kid Booth with that chonky support. The 8th anniversary, the story time for the 8th Annie. I'm not gonna lie, not too much to say about the 8th anniversary. Quite a polarizing Annie for a lot of people, where it went from what seemed to be a lot of hype to begin with, at least when the Annie started or was revealed on JP, and everyone seemed to love the Boo duo, and maybe not as much, but there was still some love shown for, of course, GT Vegeta, or GT Goku and Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta. Just not as much because there was another Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta, and of course GT Goku wasn't Super Saiyan 4. But then of course we literally got a Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta from year 7 from the year prior. But both units were pretty good. I feel like everyone just immediately just 180'd on the Boo duo, which I think when they released was kind of unfair. But they did seem to phase out pretty quickly, I won't lie to you. Of course, we do have them on the team just to kind of use them, considering they were the 8th, one of the 8 Annie headliners for this video, or this, well, this stage specifically. But in terms of story time from your boy specifically, I can't lie, the 8th Annie for me was dead. It was dead. Probably my worst anniversary. Yeah, my worst anniversary ever. I mean, I don't even remember who the part 2 units were for the 8th anniversary. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm actually gonna have to actually check those. I know I didn't pull either of the Dokkan Fest. And then I don't even remember. Okay, yeah, the part 2 anniversaries was the Kai opening Goku and the Z opening Gohan. I didn't pull anyone. I don't think I pulled a single 8th anniversary unit, which is, I think, the first time ever I've never actually pulled an 8th anniversary unit, or sorry, an anniversary unit. I think that is the first time that has ever happened. Like, I know the start to this anniversary has been a bit slow. We've only managed to pull 1, and there's 3 headlining units per part. But I didn't walk away with a single one from that anniversary. I don't even remember if I summoned for the Kai Goku or the Z Gohan. Because while I actually really liked the novelty of those units, I think I decided potentially not to summon, but don't quote me on that because, again, I honestly cannot remember. I think I potentially decided not to summon just because while I actually really liked the novelty and what the units were based on, like the openings to Z, the openings to Kai, I thought it was sick. They didn't really generate enough hype for me personally to be like, yeah, let me drop loads of stones on these for part 2, especially because I didn't get the part 1 units. Even the tickets didn't save me. And I'm pretty sure that was the last year they did the 7 multis or 7 ticket multis. I think now, of course, you just summon on whatever banner you choose and can do a massive, you know, 77 ticket multi, which I think was a very good change. I liked it a lot last year, which I think they introduced in the 9th Annie. But yeah, that was literally the only anniversary I've never walked away with any headlining unit whatsoever from stones or tickets, which I'm not gonna lie, in the moment irked my whole soul. Like, how do I walk away from an anniversary without one? Not even one. I'm not even saying one with a dupe, just without one. So that was crazy to me, but it happened. And then during the 8th anni period, so the 8th anniversary as a whole, as a year, was the first time we got to see Superhero represented in Dokkan, which I thought was so sick. So sick. Not only was it one of the sickest times in Dokkan because we got Gamma 1 and Gamma 2. I think the first time in literal years we had 2 units like that dropping on the same banner. And that was one of the most fun rotations in the game for like a good 3 months at least. And Gamma 1 was amazing. Unfortunately, Gamma 2 phased out quite quickly. But Gamma 1 was amazing, especially on movie heroes. And then going into December, we got Beast for the very first time and Orange Piccolo for the very first time. And we haven't even got another Orange Piccolo just yet. So maybe we could see an Orange Piccolo going in now that we're in 2025. Maybe that's going to happen. Who knows? That'd be pretty sick. But of course, with Superhero getting put into Dokkan for the first time, also, funny enough, came a lot of controversy. It was quite a polarizing release. Same as the 8th anniversary, funny enough. Which was, Beast wasn't playable. Now, I don't know if you remember where you were and how you felt and how you reacted to that, but Beast wasn't playable. We got our first version of Beast in Dokkan and Orange Piccolo. Everyone was gassed. You got to play as Orange Piccolo. There was no transformation aside from the giant form mechanic, which is probably one of the best giant form mechanics we ever got, and probably the start of good giant form transformation mechanics, in my opinion anyway. And then we come to find out Beast isn't Beast Gohan. The only part of Beast Gohan that was on that Fizz Ultimate Gohan's kit was an active skill. Now, don't get me wrong. The Beast Gohan animations in the active skill were top notch. They were amazing. Probably why they done a Dokkan original for the 10th anniversary, because it just literally would have been a repeat of the active skill on the 18 key super. Which, by the way, loved the 10th anniversary Dokkan originals. It was sick. But we honestly thought we were going to get a Beast Gohan only to get, well, a Beast active skill. And that was literally it. And I remember everyone was pissed. Rightfully so. Rightfully so. Because obviously the way the Dokkan advertised it almost was, well, not directly, but it looked like, because all they were showing off were the active skill animations, which we didn't know were active skill animations at the time only. But the way it was advertised made it look like, or at least we believed, I guess, that it was going to be a playable Beast. Especially because Orange Piccolo was playable. We thought, obviously, Beast is going to be the same thing. And we just got a Fizz Ultimate Gohan that had a Beast active skill. And I remember everyone was fuming. And everyone shitted on that guy. And funny enough, when he released, he wasn't actually that bad. He was actually quite solid. But I think everyone was just so disappointed. They didn't really care. Before you even say it, I know what you're probably all thinking. You didn't have one of each type. No, I didn't. And by the time I clocked it, don't worry. Don't watch me. Don't watch me. I clocked it. I went back. I redid it. It's all good. The mission's complete. Okay, the mission's complete. But we just went through a very good story time that I got distracted and didn't notice until I was pretty much done. And by pretty much done, I mean I cleared the whole thing. I was confused as to why I didn't have 2 missions pop up. And then I was like, oh, that's why. Yeah, that's why. So don't watch me. Don't watch it. Your boy went back and fixed it. It's all good. Don't worry. Don't worry. But 9th anniversary, I can't lie, we have a little bit of a story time for the 9th anniversary. It's not even so much about me. I mean, to be fair, my 9th anniversary summon luck, probably some of the best anniversary summons I've ever done. Especially off the back of getting absolutely nothing for the 8th anniversary. The 9th anniversary couldn't have gone any better. You know, we had some great headlining units, but I think, obviously, and I think we can all agree on this, Beast Gohan took the spotlight of the whole anniversary. Gogeta Blue was great. Broly was great. He got shown some good love, especially of how much movie bosses for Worldwide, Planetary Destruction, Uncontrollable Power, etc., etc. all got buffed ever since then. He got good love. The Gammas were sick to see. Like, they're a very good unit. Their artwork was crazy. Super got shown some love, especially Superhero. But I think we can all agree Beast Gohan stole the show. Especially off the back of, during the 8th year as a whole, getting Beastless Gohan to then get a Beast with Dokkan original animations for the 9th anniversary. And they made him as good as they did. Like, he was one of the best units. Actually, sorry, scrap that. The best unit for an entire year, hands down. And it wasn't even close. I think they more than made up for the fact that Beastless Gohan existed. And how they did us a little bit dirty with releasing him just as an Ultimate Gohan. But in terms of summons, as I said, probably the best anniversary summons I've done. I think I pulled 3 Beast Gohans in total. I think I've got 2 Gogetas, 2 Brolys, 2 Gammas. I think I got 2 of everything aside from Beast, which I got 3. Like, it's actually one of the only anniversaries I've ever actually hopped back in and wanted to get dupes. Usually I get my copy and I dip. You know, your boy never wants to be too greedy, but usually I get my copy and I dip. So I'm like, let's try to get the other ones. And I don't want to be greedy. I always want to make sure I have stones in the bank. Maybe not so much this anniversary. We kind of messed up on that. But I was like, no. I was like, Beast Gohan is the best unit. It's not even close. He clears. Maybe not in the same way Vegito clears this year. I mean, Gogeta, hopefully, fingers crossed, will be just as good as Vegito. So they both will clear. So if you have one or the other, you're winning. Rather than you have to have Vegito and only Vegito. But Beast Gohan, for the 9th year, yeah, he cleared the game in his own way. That's how good he was. So your boy hopped in. Your boy got 2 dupes. I was gassed. And then I managed to pull 2 of each unit. 2 copies of each unit. As I said, probably the best anniversary summons I've ever done. But in terms of the 9th anniversary, I probably have to say, and you can argue down in the comments, but I stand by this. I say this with chest. Where's your dodge? UI Goku just decided not to dodge whatsoever. That's not something you see too often. I can't lie, the ceiling getting a little bit jarring. I'm not gonna lie, the ceiling's getting a little bit jarring. I'd prefer if you stop doing that. Thank you very much. I mean, Jeets is gonna do some damage this time. If I ain't gonna super you, we hit you with an active. But we should be good. But in my opinion, and I said, you can argue down in the comments all you like, and I say this with absolute chest, just like my boy Jeet showing his nipples off right now. 9th anniversary has to be in the top 3 anniversaries of all time. And this is the way I think it's going to be. Not in order, because the 10th anniversary is still happening. 10th, 9th, and 7th are probably the top 3 for the best Dokkan anniversaries of all time. I said I don't have an order for them because the 10th anniversary is still going. But the top 3 is definitely those 3. Because you have the novelty of the 7th anniversary, the hype of the units, the introduction of Red Zone, the very good Easy A's, Tech God Goku being the kryptonite for the hardest event ever made at the time. And then you have the 9th anniversary, which I think a lot of people wanted it to be Beast. A lot of people speculated Beast. But I don't think anyone, apart from probably only a few people, probably believed we were actually going to get a Beast Gohan for the 9th anniversary until it actually happened. And then they made him the best unit in the game. He was the best unit in the game for a year by a mile. He had Dokkan original animations. Gogeta was sick. Broly was sick. The Gammas were sick. The content-wise, it was sick. You know, you had Easy A Year 6s, which they were like the best units in the game as well, or some of. Definitely the best Easy A's. Blue Boys, Strength UI, Reps, Universe Survival Saga got a resurgence purely off of Easy A's. It was a great Annie. And now we have the 10th going on right now, where we have the first time of having 6 headlining units. Not 4, 6. 3 in part 1, 3 in part 2. That alone was crazy. We have Vegito, who probably has one of the best made units ever. Like overall animations, how good he is pre-fusion, when he fuses, everything just seemed to be perfect with him. So I'm hoping the same happens with Gogeta, and neither one of them is better than the other. And you know, we got Carnival LSJ for Goku. Super Saiyan 4 Goku to me is always hype. Not to mention he's also very good. Has like probably the best support in the game. Like he's resurging so many units. SSB, I know a lot of people shit on him. I get why, but he's a Jeets. I'm gonna be biased. It's a Jeets. I'll take it. And then we're getting a Super Saiyan 2 Gohan. We're getting a Goku and Frieza who we haven't had in almost 7 years. With one of the peakest moments from Super. Again, I think I said this the other day. The fact that I saw hardly any reaction to when they said, do you want to see the animations for Goku and Frieza? Odd behavior. What do you mean? Like, I would have turned around and said, we're starting this segment again. Show some enthusiasm. Like, this is a pre-recorded episode of Friends or something. Like, we're going to do that again. Reaction wasn't good enough. Like, what do you mean hardly anyone reacted? Goku and Frieza for the first time in almost 7 years. Yes, please. And then we're also getting, of course, Super Gogeta. So, it's unfair to rank the 10th anniversary right now. But in terms of unit choice, hype. I said Vegito is like one of the best crafted units ever as a whole. And then not only that, we've had some amazing content. Part 2's literally what, only started yesterday, today? No, literally this morning when I'm recording this. Don't know when you're going to see it, but literally on the 10th, we had part 2 start and we have so much content to do. And there's still more to come. Not to mention the lineup of EZAs, probably the best lineup of EZAs we've ever got. Super EZAs for AGL, Vegito, Gogeta, Buhan, Janemba, potentially LRSJ2 Gohan. We're not sure who it's going to be yet, but it's looking likely it could be him. Year 7's getting EZAs. Can't wait for them to get EZAs. Like, probably the best lineup of EZAs we've ever gotten. Without a shadow of a doubt. But because the anniversary isn't finished yet as a whole, we still have a whole nother part probably to go, or the EX part as well. I think it's fair to say, not to rank the 10th Annie just yet, but I definitely think the top 3 has to be, in no particular order right now anyway, it's not fair to judge, 10th, 9th, and 7th. Easily. Easily. And I can't wait to see where the rest of this Annie goes. I really can't. You know, I know there's been a lot of controversial opinion around the LR Nameku and Full Power Frieza, but after using them a little bit, sure, they could have been a bit better. With the direction content is going and how hard enemies are hitting, it does make you wonder, are they going to age out quicker than they should, even as stackers? But after using them, with the content that's been released today, I'm not gonna lie, I'm not seeing the hate. I think some respect should be put on Nameku's name. I've been seeing a lot of hate being thrown towards him, and I think it's fraudulent. I'm not gonna lie. I think it's a little bit fraudulent, because I'm not gonna lie, he been decent. He been decent when I used him. So, I don't know. I don't know what people are talking about on the timeline about how bad they are. But then, you know, typically it's always the minority that's the most vocal. I mean, still, maybe they might age out a bit too quickly. As I said, maybe they could have given them a bit more oomph. I think I stand by that. I agree with that. But as I said, a lot of people were calling for Nameku's head. And I don't see it. He's been good. He's been good. I mean, by all means, disagree with me. But you can let me know your thoughts down in the comments about them too. Now that I've used them, I don't know where all this hate really comes from. But yeah, I mean, 9th anniversary, I don't think I've got any more of a story time to really tell. I think that's pretty much everything. I think that is pretty much everything. I think Beast Gohan probably has to be, as I said, the most hype unit, or one of the most hype units we've ever got released. Because as I said, a lot of people wanted it. I don't think many people honestly thought it was going to happen. And Dokkan really redeemed themselves. From doing Beastless to dropping Beast. They done such a good job with those Dokkan original animations. The double special beam cannon with Piccolo, honestly, chef's kiss. Amazing. Amazing. And they made him the best unit in the game. To be fair, I think with the expectation of how good a Beast Gohan should be, along with releasing Beastless Gohan, I think they had to make him the best unit in the game. And probably an anniversary headliner, just to make up for everything. I think a lot was riding on Beast Gohan. And they definitely delivered. So fair play, Dokkan. Fair play. Because you shagged us at one point during the 8th year with Beastless. And you made up for it with Beast in 9th. So fair play. You did well. You redeemed yourselves. You showed us that you could be trusted. This ain't doing no damage. Get out of here. Honestly. You not know who that is? That's Beast Gohan from the 9th anniversary. He's an absolute legend. You don't know who you're messing with. You don't know who you're dealing with. Get out of here with that bullshit. That weak sauce. And look who's going to finish off Gogeta for us. My boy Jeets. There we go. 9th anniversary stage complete. Only one more to go in the last stage. 10th Annie. So here we go. Final stage of Dokkan Chronicles 10th Annie. I think it's really sick that we're facing the Daimyo units. Can't wait to see more of that shown in Dokkan. I have brought Nameku with me just because honestly I feel like so many people have disrespected him and he's not as bad as people make out. Which I'm not gonna lie, happens with quite a lot of units. We don't get an 18 key with him, but I'm not gonna lie, I don't mind. Like honestly, I do not mind because he's gonna get a guaranteed stack of 50% defense, have a guaranteed additional for being in slot 2, and he might super attack about 3 times, all raising his defense by 50%. The only thing we need to sort out is the rotation. So eventually I will rotate him off because we're going to have LSJ4 Goku on rotation with full power SJ4 Goku. So we do have a 10th anniversary headliner on the team. Only one. That's because I've already managed to pull one. I've tried my hardest to get Vegito and it's just not meant to be. Hopefully I managed to get Gogeta in part 2. Fingers crossed. How much is that going to do? Oh, nothing because he's going to dodge. He's going to dodge. I don't even know how much dodge he has. I mean, he has at least 5, but I don't know how much he has. I think I've given him more. I don't actually know. I don't actually know. I don't think he has any skill orbs equipped, so actually he might only have 5 dodge. For the 10th anniversary, the current anniversary going right now, as I said in the previous run, probably going to be considered one of the best anniversaries of all time, without a shadow of a doubt. Has to be. Has to be. And I think the top 3, again, it's unfair to judge right now because the 10th anniversary is still going on, but the top 3 has to be 9th, 10th, and 7th. And I say that with chest. I don't think any other anniversaries are going to come close to those 3. Just right now, can't decide the order, but the 10th anniversary is still happening. But I don't think any other anniversary, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, or 6th, even come close to those 3. You know, I mean, maybe for me personally, at the time when the 2nd anniversary took place, I think the amount of hype I had, purely from a personal standpoint, sure, yeah, I could put that up there. But then as a whole, everything included, yeah, as I said, nothing comes close to those 3. At least in my opinion. And I said, I say it with whole chest. It's those 3 or nothing. No, I can't lie. Daima, Goku, and Vegeta seem to have chunky health bars. They are barely moving. Dodge? Dodge. Of course he dodges. Get out of here. With that weak shit. Who do you think you're trying to hit? I would love to be running Vegito on this team as well, but as I said, it wasn't meant to be, so fingers crossed tickets do me well this year, and also we get Gogeta in part 2. You have to stay here for the build-up, so I'm going to rotate Nameku off. Where's his defense? 529. He's already up to 529. Like, what do you mean people are saying this guy was bad? Are you sure? Are you sure? But probably the only anniversary I don't actually have a story time for, because again, it's ongoing. I don't really have a story time. I mean, the only thing I can say is we pulled one Annie unit at the moment. Hopefully that changes in part 2. Annoyingly, I want all part 3 units, sorry, part 2 units more than I want all part 1 units. Like, I want all 3 of them badly. And I don't have many stones to really do it. But, you know, we have a dream, and hopefully the dream pays off. But Carnival LRJ for Goku, the only 10th anniversary unit I pulled, and I'm not gonna lie, Vegeto's insane, yeah, he gaps the game, 100%, no one comes close. But Carnival LRJ for Goku, different breed. Different breed. For the fact that I have him on the team right now, that unit has revived so many other units and given so many other units a new lease of life. It's actually crazy. Everyone, including myself, and it pained my soul because if you didn't know, Super Saiyan 4 Goku, as much as I love Jeets, that's my guy, that's my boy right there, don't get it twisted. Super Saiyan 4 Goku is probably my most favorite transformation in the whole of Dragon Ball, hands down. It is the peakest form ever made. No debate. Again, no debate. Argue with yourself. I say it with chest. The peakest and rawest form in the whole of Dragon Ball. So not only does the unit have that going for it, call it bias, I don't mind. I really don't mind. Not only does it have that going for it, but then everyone wrote off. And this is why it pained my soul, because I said I love Super Saiyan 4 Goku. In Full Power Stage 4 Goku is a unit when he dropped, I wanted so bad. I think I went 600 maybe plus stones deep. Didn't get him. Went back to save him for the Annie. Didn't want to use all my stones. I think I might have actually used all my stones. Not a good idea. And that was when the Annie was near summer for global. Not, you know, February when now the both versions are joint. Didn't manage to pull him. One of the better units in the game. After probably about 3 months, maybe a bit more. He aged. No one ever touched him again. No one used him again. Said how trash he was. He was bad. He was mid. All that. Doesn't get on teams. Hurt my soul. Irked my whole entire being. What do you mean he's not runnable no more? I'd only had him like a month before he kind of phased out. And I got a dupe in him. And I was gassed. I was like, I finally get to use this guy. I don't care what people say. And then he phased out. Then comes the 10th anniversary. We get Carnival LRJ for Goku. Speaking of which, we get to pop into a Great Ape. Oh, we get to pop everything this turn. Well, we're popping this. And this is another thing I'll give him brownie points for. It's no secret, right? If you're new to the channel, you won't know this. But it's no secret. I am not a fan of giant form transformations. I am not a fan of rage transformations. These transformations that typically can last like 2 to 3 turns onwards, never a fan. You know, it's meant to be a free turn, you do damage. The slight problem is, yes, you had a free turn of doing damage, but you never actually done any noticeable or impactful amount of damage. Yes, it was free, cool, it helps out, but you basically just tickled their balls. That's how hard you hit people in giant form and rage mode transformations. Don't get me wrong, we've had a few useful ones since, and they've got a hell of a lot better before Carnival LRJ for Goku. Orange Piccolo, while he didn't really do damage, but the fact you could stay in it for 3 turns, kind of made up for it. Not to mention, he would reset rotations, it would help out lock-in, it would help out if someone supered, it was useful. Cool. Super Easy A Beerus, his rage form actually done some good damage. Then comes along Carnival LRJ for Goku and introduces probably the best giant form transformation in the entire game. And now, giant form transformations actually have some respect from me. They actually have some respect. The reason why I finally give them the respect that potentially they deserve, but to me they never did until recently, is because, number one, it lasts 1 turn. And then you get to the good bit. Then you get to the bit that you're waiting to go into, which is Super Saiyan 4 Goku. Second, the animations for him transforming into a Great Ape, and then out of it, just like the Super Saiyan 4 form itself, absolute peak. Even the sprite of the golden Great Ape looks sick. He takes up like the entire screen, but who needs to see orbs? He's going to do damage regardless. And my final point, point C, that free turn of damage, while it only may be 1 turn, which I like, because why am I waiting 2-3 turns to get to the good stuff? Why am I waiting 3 to 4 turns to get into peak? I don't have to wait for that long with Super Saiyan 4 Goku. He actually does good damage. You're looking at 13-14 million attack stacks at 55%, by the way, so I have no dupes in mind, with guaranteed crit. He's actually doing good damage for free. Like, it literally applies in this case. You're actually doing damage for free. Pop the domain. Let's get the guaranteed dodge out. Oh, you know I have to slide Tech UI into slot 1. You know I have to slide Tech UI into slot 1. Look at all those counters waiting for me. And Nameku's up to 1.23 million defense. Bearing in mind, that's 1 turn. 1 turn he missed because we rotated him off. So his defense would be even higher if he managed to stay on rotation. Put some respect on his name. All that hate, relax. Relax. He's not as bad as you think he is. He's not as bad as you think he is. And that's why I love Carnival Super Saiyan 4 Goku. He's revived in Super Saiyan 4 Goku. He's actually usable in difficult content again. Like, actually getting to use him against Goku and Frieza was crazy. He's brought back Heroes units, which is wild in itself because they have no lifespan. Their shelf life is tiny. It's like trying to buy milk. They last 2 days, that shit got to get chucked. No. Limit Breaker's Super Saiyan 4 Vegeto's back, which then also means Super Saiyan 4 Vegeto's back. Super Saiyan 4 Gohan has usability, which is, I mean, he has a good unit, like a good kit, right? But not competitive kit. Not to mention, he can also be used on Broly's category of uncontrollable power. So as long as there's power beyond the Super Saiyan units on that team, which I don't think there really is, but he can be put on it if you really want to. And you can take advantage of his SA effect support, which that's another thing. His support, which is reviving so many units, is some of the best in the game. Like, we've seen some crazy support over the last year. The Fizz Super Saiyan Trio being one of them. Super Easy A Kid Buu coming back being another. The amount of domain and support that goes on like Broly's 3 different categories. 100%. Team Turles, Broly himself, Super Easy A Broly, etc, etc. The list goes on. But what do you mean once he transforms into Super Saiyan 4 Goku? Giant 8 power and power beyond the Super Saiyan category units get an extra 70% defense. This is why units like in Full Power Stray 4 Super Saiyan 4 Goku are making comebacks because of how big his support is. And the funny thing is, that's with only 1. Now imagine a team where you run dual Super Saiyan 4 Gokus, both rotations getting that passive support, and every time you super, you're raising allies' attack and defense by 44% for 2 turns. So both rotations consistently have that and the passive support on go. That's what you call locked in. This is why so many units are being revived, because of 1 unit and 1 unit alone. And the thing I can't wait for, and I couldn't wait for these anyway, is the Year 7 Easy Ace. We all can't wait for them. We're all gassed. We all cannot wait for them to drop, because every single year that an Annie unit gets an Easy A from a previous Annie, they are the best Easy A's in the game. Hopefully they don't fumble it this year. I don't think they will. They have a very good track record. Hopefully they don't start now. Now would be the worst time to do that, being the 10th Annie. Could you imagine? Also, I get to see those glorious 10 times Kamehameha animations again. Honestly, so good to have him back. But not only the Year 7 Easy A is going to get Easy A'd anyway, and on paper they should be insane, going by Dokkan's track record. Think about it this way. Not only are they going to be probably, hopefully, fingers crossed, insane in the first place, both Year 7 Easy A's will be supported not only by Carnival LSJ4 Goku's SA effect support, but also his passive support of 70% defense. And let's not forget as well, because I didn't mention it earlier, 10% damage reduction. 10% damage reduction doesn't make much of a difference by itself, but on top of units that already have dodge. So we got caught, but let's not talk about that. Let's get the domain up. I see a lot of counters coming Tech UI Goku's way. So that means some good damage with the type advantage. Since we've got the domain pops as well, let's use AGL UI as active. Didn't actually do that much, to be fair, but it is what it is. And let's roll with the rotation. But back to what I was saying, which is glazing the only 10th danny unit I've managed to pull. And I mean, to be fair, Carnival LSJ4 Goku does deserve some glazing, because to be able to just revive that many units is honestly crazy. You know, not only is he a very good unit anyway and has potentially a very good 220 lead. Like, don't get me wrong, on paper, not great. Seeing his support in action, he's brought a lot of those giant 8 power category units into competing, but the potential is there. And then having the year 7 EZAs probably be as good as they're going to be. They both belong on Power Beyond the Super Saiyan. The year 7 SSJ4s belong on Giant 8 Power. So they're both going to be getting his passive support of defense of 70% and 10% damage reduction. Now, apply that to the gods. They have dodge. Who knows? Maybe on their EZA they get guard, damage reduction, whatever. That 10% by itself only goes so far. Couple that with the amount of defense they're probably going to have, the amount of stats they're going to have, anything else Dokkan decides to add to them, along with them being able to dodge. It goes a long way. Especially that 70% defense. That only beefs them out even more. So that's going to make them insane. And they're probably already going to be insane. Then comes the SSJ4s, finally getting the appreciation they probably always deserved. Because everyone overlooked them because they didn't get the same, essentially, support that the gods did. You know, getting EZA Tech God Goku. They needed a slot 1 unit. They never really got one, unfortunately. Nameku has 1.5 mil defense, 3 million attack. Crazy. I mean, if we slide him into slot 1, he also has guard still. So I think we let him go in slot 1, have all that damage reduction and guard with the 1.5 mil defense. Should work out pretty well for us. But then you have, you know, the SSJ4s who go on the 220 lead. We good? Oh, 26 damage. They go on the 220 lead, which already is ridiculous. And then they're going to get the passive support. Both units get SA effect support. So of course it lasts for 2 turns. But then, let's not forget, Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta gets damage reduction per rainbow keys for obtained. So before we know their EZA details, before Dokkan adds again guard, dodge, more damage reduction to them, any of that stuff, the SSJ4s already get damage reduction, I think by 7% per rainbow key sphere, with a guaranteed 10% being given from Carnival LSJ4 Goku. That already makes them, even pre-ZA, so much better than they were. Maybe not completely usable, but like, probably with enough RNG, it could happen. Do you know what I mean? Like, you could potentially use them. I've seen people use them against Goku and Frieza, and, you know, while they may not be perfect for it, it kind of works. And that's pre-EZA, which is insane. So I can't wait to see what their EZAs do. I mean, I couldn't wait to see what their EZAs did in general. But then with the support from Super Saiyan 4 Goku, Honestly, gassed. Gassed. Can't wait for those to drop even more now than I already did. But I think this might be the run for us. I think this might be the run for us. Because we're getting the RNG. You know, we got clocked that one time. Fingers crossed it doesn't happen again. Doesn't look like it's going to happen again. Getting all those counters from Tech UI. Once this domain goes, we can use my Tech UI Goku's domain, and then we're just back in business again with the counters. But I can't lie, for an event that isn't like Red Zone, Supreme Magnificent Battle, or like the Formidable Foes event, like a really difficult event that they make for these big anniversaries or like big celebrations, he's got a lot of HP. Like a lot of HP. And for what reason? I know this is the final stage, but why have you given him so much? You don't need all that HP. He does not need all that HP, you know. He does not need all of that HP. Beast's still doing his thing. Just think, this is crazy, right? In 2 years' time, which is mad, you're looking at the 12th anniversary, Beast is going to easy A. He's easily going to be the best easy A in the game. Hands down. That's crazy to think. Also the potential units that are going to easy A in the future, or like in the next couple years. Beast in 2 years, which, to be honest, isn't even that long of a time, really. But saying that Dokkan is going to have a 12-year anniversary is mad. That lasts longer than some people's relationships. It's crazy. Nameku's got 1.6 milli defense. I want to keep him in slot 1. 1.6 milli defense with guard. No, he's lost his guard, but 1.6 milli defense with all the damage reduction. He chilling, and we're getting him a Dokkan attack as well. I know he died, but I told you, if the content is long enough, and it doesn't even have to be like an insane amount of turns, if it's long enough, which it is, like it's not insanely short anymore, like it's not like 6-7 turns anymore, Nameku can thrive. Nameku can do decent, especially if you get enough stacks in. So this is what I was saying when I tried him out. Maybe it might be worth just leaving him in slot 2 for like maybe like 2 turns, 3 turns if possible, to get the guaranteed additional, then move him into slot 1. How much are you going to do? How much are you going to do? We get a stack here. How much are you going to do? 22.9 mil crit. Sorry there. I'm just blocking out the haters. Ooh. Triple crit? Triple? Maybe? Triple crit? Triple? No. Okay. I mean, he's still done well. I'll take 2 crits. Honestly, why is this Goku's health bar just so beefy? Why does he have so much health? I don't understand. Like, we're hitting him for like 15 million plus attack stats with everyone. Why does he have so much HP? Because this is taking ages. We just clocked him with a Dokkan attack and it's still slowly whittling down. Crit him. Do it. I love you, daddy. Can we get another back-to-back crit? If Nameku can do it, you can do it. Surely. Oh, if only that was an extra super attack. Right, this should be the rotation to do it. Domain back up, we're getting guaranteed counters. This should be GG's. Right. Tech UI. Take us home. End this event. I still need to pop off camera and go do, or off video, and then go do all the extreme type missions. Honestly, as I said, having them every single mission and run in one video would have made this far too long, especially with doing all 3 stages at once. So we're gonna dip, we're gonna go do those and come back which probably shouldn't be too much of an issue, because doing this wasn't really much of an issue either. I know we got clocked, but, you know, sometimes it happens. Sometimes it happens. You can just get clocked because you're completely unaware. You know, don't watch that. Don't watch that. Especially with how good the extreme class teams are, we should be good. Especially if we play careful. Yeah, there we go. There we go. GG's. I'm going to go do the other missions. I'll come back and we'll wrap up this video. So guys, there we have it. All the missions complete. All the stages complete for Dokkan Chronicles. Hopefully you enjoyed the story times. If you have any of your own, let me know them down in the comments. I'll see you in the next video. Take care. Have a great day. And post.